Right. Greetings, everyone. It's me again, Dr. Justice Masilela. I'm a veterinarian. It's gonna be your first time watching these videos. So last time I made a video on human rabies, on what can be done to try and treat it once one is exposed to it, and I promised to make another video taking it further with regards to the information regarding rabies. Well, let me start this one by bringing forth this One Health concept. This is a very good concept. It makes us to be aware that for us to maybe achieve human health, we need to take into consideration the other contributing factors, which is environmental health and animal health, because these three are a system that interacts with one another. So you cannot try and achieve or try and take care of the other and neglect the other ones. Basically, One Health is a multi-faced approach. It's not one that focuses on one factor, but it takes into consideration the other contributing factors when we're trying to ensure public health. Well, it involves environmental health, it involves animal health and human health. Basically, as I just mentioned, that it makes us to be aware that these three does interact with one another. For instance, if we want to ensure human health, we cannot try and ensure human health and neglect animal health. That's what we call zoonoses that can move from animals to humans. So you can't ensure human health and neglect animals, because animals are an everyday thing. We eat animals, meat. We interact with our pets, our dogs and cats and other pets that we have. So with that in mind, we cannot try and achieve human health and neglect animal health. Just as we cannot neglect environmental health does directly affect animal health and does directly also affect human health. For instance, we cannot produce if we don't have good soil and good environment for production, and at the same time, a lot of animals depend on the environment to provide good food and good oxygen for them to thrive and live. So these three things, they do interact with one another. Well, since the beginning of the year, I've met a few cases where the cause of the issue or the cause of the sickness in the animal was basically an environmental. It was just the environment being not taken care of. For instance, there's a disease, or rather there is a condition whereby the cow eats a lot of plastic, and the plastic gets filled in the cow's rumen, which it then results to the rumen not functioning. It stops the rumen from functioning because it results to compaction. All the plastic and the food and other things, it results to what we call compaction. So, and then the rumen can no longer function now because of all of those things that are filled there. Then the animal ultimately usually dies of a condition called PEM, which is protein energy malnutrition. Basically, it dies out of malnutrition, because although it can eat, the rumen cannot digest, so it's useless for it. So it dies out of malnutrition. And there's no treatment to that. The only way to treat it is to maybe open on the paralumbar fossa and take out the plastic, or to the best thing basically to stop this is to take care of the environment. Stop littering, especially in places where the cows can gain access. You stop littering, the cow cannot get the plastic, then the cow cannot have this condition, and the cow is fine. See, things like that. Another one is what we call hardware disease. Basically, what happens here is when wires are everywhere, maybe in the farm or wherever the cows are grazing, the cows tends to also graze that wire, and that wire gets into the rumen, and it pierces the rumen, and most of the time it also pierces the heart, and then it causes an inflammation there, which leads to septicemia and ultimately death. So And the only way also to because it by the time you see what's wrong and it's late. There's no way you can treat that. So the only way to prevent that is to take care of the environment. Don't stop littering or stop throwing wires or leaving wires anywhere where the cows can gain access to it. So such things like that, you protect the animal by protecting the environment. That's what happens. And also there are instances where you need to protect the animal to protect the human, and also protect the environment to protect the human. So these three things are interacting. One of the things, just like I made the other video explaining rabies, basically there's no treatment for rabies in human. Once you get infected, there can only be a vaccine that you give prophylactically, or a vaccine that you give after being infected by the virus. Basically, you are given a vaccine to try and stimulate the body to fight against the virus. You can also get what we call immunoglobulins. Those are ready-made antibodies to try and fight the virus. So there's no treatment, and once you start showing these symptoms, there's no hope. There's nothing that can be done. Basically, you're going to deteriorate and die. But there is a way to prevent human rabies by preventing animal rabies, and mostly by preventing dogs and cats rabies, because they're not the only ones, and it's not through dog bites or cat bite or whatever that can cause human rabies. There are other things that can cause, and other ways that can cause. A simple interaction where you've got a wound, you interact with your dog, it leaves you there. When it's infected, you get it. It doesn't have to be only biting and stuff. There are other things, but yeah, most commonly it is biting, because that's the most common, because a rabid dog or rabid cat tends to be aggressive. So out of their aggression, they tend to bite. So that's the most common way of getting it, but not the only way. So yes, for you to prevent those rabies, or for us to prevent human rabies, we need to prevent animal rabies, or dog and cat rabies. And for us to do that, we need to vaccinate them. We need to vaccinate dogs, and we need to vaccinate mostly our cats. I'm touching these two because they are the most common way of passing rabies from animal to human. So if you vaccinate your dog and you vaccinate your cat, basically you can vaccinate as early as 3 months, and you are in that vaccination protocol or whatsoever as early as 3 months. So by the time the dog is it's grown and all that, is well protected. There's also other boosters that you need to also get for the dog. You can talk to your vet, to your private vet, or your state vet, wherever you are, and get the vaccine. Basically, also, that one thing that you need to know about this vaccine is that you are required by law to vaccinate your dogs and cats. It's by law. You need to vaccinate your dogs and cat. And if your dog is found to have bitten someone and it's found to have transmitted rabies to them, you can face charges, and you can go to court, and if you are unlucky, you can end up in jail and stuff. So you are required by law to protect yourself and your family, and to protect the community by vaccinating your dogs and cats. So yes, one health approach: we protect the environment, protect the animal. By protecting the environment, we're protecting the animal, and sometimes by protecting the environment, we are protecting human. And also by ensuring human health, you are ensuring environmental health, and you are ensuring also animal health, because this is a closed system. These three are interacting with one another. Let's vaccinate our dogs and cats. This is on the 28th is Rabies Day, and we call this Rabies Month. So we are just putting the awareness out there that it is easy. You can just vaccinate your pets, and everything is fine. Everyone is protected. Your kids are protected. The family is protected, and the community is protected. Thank you very much. Please stay tuned for more videos to follow.